Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I always like to start with an introduction of myself and yeah, you, 'cause it's about you, of course.
Sure.
And so you know who you're talking with.
Yeah.
Should I begin and then after you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, my name is Summer. I am 27. I live in the Netherlands. And I watch verticals now for almost 2 years. And my fan page is since February of this year. That's a little bit about me, I guess.
Nice. My name's Jack Byram. I'm an actor in New York, and I was in my first vertical in January, and I think I've done 7 or 8 at this point.
Is it right that you have now three, 2 of 3 out?
I right now I have I think 4. 2 as the lead, and 2 as the major supporting.
Ooh, which one is the supporting ones? Because I know your lead ones, of course.
It's one's called "Hear Me, Love Me," and the other one is "My Unexpected Billionaire Husband." So,
Okay,
kind of names that I feel like there's a lot of verticals with similar names to that.
true. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, do you want to begin with the original questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first one is, can you share a little fun fact about yourself?
A fun fact about me, I don't really know. Let's see. I can juggle. That's pretty exciting. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty boring. I feel like I don't have too many
No,
fun facts about me.
you're not boring. How did you start it with acting? Was it something you always wanted to do?
um, I think I always considered it, but I never really thought much about it. And then when I was in college, I started doing stand up comedy. And a friend of mine who was a casting director told me that I should take acting classes just in case anyone ever wanted me to audition for anything. And then so I took an acting class when I was maybe 23, 24, and I fell in love with it. And I've been going ever since. I then signed up for a 2-year acting program, had a lot of really great mentors along the way. And yeah, so I started a little later than a lot of people, but when I fell for acting, I really fell for it hard.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
When I talked to Janelle, I don't know if you saw this, but she didn't know your last name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was
He,
really funny. And then when I saw you on Instagram, I was like, did you mean him?
I know. And Janelle and I have known each other for, I don't know, maybe 4 years now. We've been friends. Um, but I don't know her last name either. So I'm not offended she didn't know mine.
That's um how did you learn about the verticals?
Um, I was in Los Angeles visiting some friends and family last year. Um, and a friend of mine from the East Coast, she was also there. So I messaged her and said, let's get lunch. And I just had seen her working so much on Instagram. And I said, what's going on? Like, how are you booking so much work? And she said, oh, I'm doing vertical movies. And I was like, what is that? And she explained. And then I just have been auditioning as much as possible ever since. So I think that was last November. And so, yeah, I mean, I booked my first one in January and then have just been going since then.
What was your first thought when you arrived on your first vertical set day?
Um, well, I knew it was going to be a little bit different, but I was very fortunate. The first set I showed up on was I became very friendly with the people who were in charge, and they're still friends of mine, and they really run a wonderfully professional set. Um, they're a production company in New York called ICYMI. In case you missed it. Um, but I think it's a little intimidating because usually when you get a script for a movie or something, you have a lot of time to work on it. And with these verticals, you're getting sent like 60 to 100 pages, and they're like, "All right, we'll see you in 3 days." So I was definitely a little bit nervous, but I got the hang of it kind of quickly, and just treated it like any other acting job, and it was super fun.
Also, I always like to say if you want to know something about me, you can always ask that as well.
Absolutely. Well, how did you find verticals?
TikTok.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's kind of how you find it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
How many do you think you've watched?
I lost count to be honest. A lot.
Yeah, that's great.
I think on Reelshort, almost everything.
Hmm.
So quite much.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And my first one was Pregnant by My Exes. That's a really crazy title, but
That is a crazy title. That's how they get you, though. They pull you. They give you a really good title, and then you're like, I have to watch it.
yeah, and I didn't know, like, in my country, this doesn't exist yet. Not a lot of people know about it. I do see more Dutch people lately, so
Mm.
I think it's coming.
You were way ahead of everyone. You were like, hey, I like this first.
And I have been doing this, like, talking to people since March.
Nice. That's great.
Mm, what for vertical would you like to do if it's completely up to you?
Can you repeat that?
What kind of vertical would you like to do if you could completely create your own?
Hmm. It's a good question. I feel like I've had a chance to do a lot of fun characters. I'd like to do something um, like a little bit more inspired by. I think it'd be fun to do like a detective kind of thing and make it really like a noir movie and
Oh,
and
yeah.
sort of copy that. Um, Something where I get to do stunts. It's always fun when you get to do stunts or a fight scene. Um, I obviously like when things are funny too. I like when we're able to squeeze some funny moments into these verticals. But I feel very lucky and very fulfilled with the roles I've gotten to do so far. They've kind of all been fun and exciting in their own way. And so if I can keep booking roles like the ones I've been getting, I'll feel very fortunate.
What do you like to do when you're not on set?
I like to drink coffee. That's pretty much my favorite thing to do. I'll just drink coffee all day, and I'll read. Uh, I'm trying to make a point of going out to see more things. See more movies, see more plays. I went and saw a play last night with my friend that was really good. Um, I try to go outside and walk as much as I can. I think being in nature is something that I sometimes forget is important for my sanity, but when I can do it, it really keeps me balanced and level. Um, I live not too far from my brother, so I get to go see my niece and nephew a lot. And
Mm.
that's really nice. Being an uncle has been like one of the most fun things I've ever had the opportunity to do. So just and spending time with friends. Being on set is so much fun, but it's so they're like long days. They're 12-hour days, sometimes even longer, and it's just I think important to when you're not there. use your time to rest and recharge your social battery and spend time with people who kind of fill your life with joy. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I try to do.
How do you prepare for roles?
Well, verticals are a little bit unique because you don't have as much time as you would with a more traditional script. So normally I would read something 3 or 4 times and then start kind of making decisions about the character and analyzing every scene. But with verticals, you don't have that much time. So it's fun in a different way because you'll read the script a few times and then you can't overthink it. You have to make a decision. And so that's kind of what I like about them is you go in to shoot it and you just get to make a choice on the spot. And if they like it, they keep it. If they don't, they switch it to something else and you just do it again. But there's a little bit less preparation time, and I think you have to be more willing to, um, you just have to go with the flow on verticals a little bit more than you do with other things. But that's part of the fun for me.
Do you also have like routine of when you arrive on set? Do you like to do specific things before the camera starts rolling?
If I have time, I'll try and do some stuff to kind of just get me grounded and being present in the moment and not, getting caught up in everyone running around. There's a lot of people who have to do a lot of things on set, and so it can feel pretty hectic. I love getting the chance to meet and talk with everyone, and so you usually get to spend the most time with the wardrobe or the hair and makeup people. And I've been very blessed. All the people I've met on set and in both those departments have just been super fun to hang out with. So I'll chat with them and try to get to know them as much as possible. And then, try and use any downtime to kind of just go over lines, make sure I'm as prepared as possible for the day.
The next is, yeah, we kind of already said this. You have done four verticals, was it right?
I've
No,
done,
7.
yeah, 7, but I have 4 that are out.
Yeah, that one.
So, yeah.
People are hoping to see you in more. That was something a follower of me said.
Oh, that's really sweet. I'd like to see me in more too.
And I
It'd
do,
be a
of
lot of
course, too.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been able to do, I think, 7 or 8. I think it's 7, which you know, is a good amount. But you always want to do more, and you always want to be constantly working. So I'm grateful for what I have gotten so far, and really excited to hopefully do some more.
It only just begun with you.
What's that?
I said it's only just begun, like this year.
Yeah.
Last year. What was it? Yes.
Well, I feel, it's funny. I feel so new to it still, but verticals are not that old. So, it's, we're all kind of, it's just interesting to see how many people, how far along they are, and how much work they've done in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. That's bizarre. Some have done 30, some 7, some
Yeah.
Chanel, I think 3 now.
hmm Well, that's what's funny is people will be like, "Oh, you've done 7. That's a lot," and I'm like, "I know people who've done like 100. It feels like."
Yeah. You will do that too eventually.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you.
I know so. I saw
Mhm.
a lot of fan responses already on you.
What's that?
That I saw a lot of people already like responding to you and your shows and things like that.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I feel very. I've gotten, the one I had come out most recently, Ruthless Mafia Daddy, had a lot of people say some really nice things, and that feels so great. It feels really. You make these things, and then a couple months go by before they come out, and then you kind of forget it, and so to have people message me and say that they liked it is so kind, you know.
Yeah, how was that your first like audience responses?
I've had a few along the way, but because it was on Reelshort, I think that was, you know, there's like 20 million views on it, so it's
Yeah.
more people have seen this than any of the other ones, and you know, more people have reached out to say things, and so it's the first time I've gotten a bigger amount of responses for sure.
It's doing really well. As
Yeah, I think so. It's like I said, like I looked earlier and it was over 20 million, which is like it's a crazy number to see. So
yeah.
hopefully people keep watching it.
I think I already rewatched it like 5 times or something.
Really?
Hmm.
All right. So you're a big percentage of the 20 million people.
Yeah, I just got hooked immediately.
Yeah, well, we everyone who was involved with making that was so talented, like you know, all the other actors, Maria as you know, the as the other lead,
Yeah,
but then on the other side of the camera, like the directors and the director of photography and the producers, everyone was so wonderful and fun that I'm glad that it, you know, I felt like how could it not come out looking great because we had such an incredible team. Forget, you know, not I didn't think I was going to be great or anything, but I thought with all the other people involved, they'll be able to make me look okay in this, and I think they did.
yeah, you look more than okay.
Thank you.
um, this might be a harder question. What is, in your opinion, something people underestimate about these verticals?
Um, you know, I think everyone has the. It's funny. I talk to my friends, and I'll mention verticals, and after you describe it, most people are like, "Oh, I have seen that," and then the next thing they'll say is, "I actually watched a whole one." You know, because they'll start on TikTok. You know, that's kind of how they're designed to work, and they'll draw you in, and before you know it, you're like, "I have to see the whole rest of this thing." And so I think it's very easy to kind of look at them and maybe think that they're silly, and they can be silly. That, you know, that's part of the fun of them. You know,
Yeah,
but I think it's very easy for people to look at them and just kind of brush them off. But what I would say is doing these verticals, I have been so impressed with how efficient and how talented crews are because I worked with crews who work is slow and they're usually doing film or TV, and now they're doing verticals. So you get to work with really talented professional people, and just watching them like how efficiently the whole thing runs. I would just say it's a lot more than meets the eye. You know, the finished product is one thing, but the amount of effort that goes into making every shot is really something that is incredible to see in person.
yeah. What's the best career advice you ever got?
Um, hmm, that's a good question. I You know, I've gotten a lot of good career advice. I think an old mentor of mine, Olympia, told me, well, she said to everyone, she taught us, and people would kind of be embarrassed about some of the work that they were going to do. And she'd say, if it pays, do it. And I think it's really easy for actors to start thinking, like, I don't want to do this commercial or I don't want to do that. I'm above it. I'm a serious actor. And it's like, I think you can never take yourself too seriously, you know?
Hmm.
And I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you take yourself too seriously. Um, and so yeah, just kind of being open to every kind of work. I mean, I know people who would think that I'm not going to do a vertical, and it's like, why would you not? Someone's going to give you money to act, and people are going to see it. Like, that's all we want to do.
Yeah,
So I think never thinking you're above any work and treating every job as a great opportunity. I think that's really great advice for actors in particular, but I think everyone could kind of benefit from that advice too, you know.
true. I
Hmm.
totally agree. The next is about your show with Maria.
Hmm.
if you could tell a little bit about it, why do people need to see it?
See, why do people need to see it? Um, hmm. I just think, I mean, Maria is a wonderful actress, so I was really fortunate to get to work with her. It doesn't take long watching her to understand why she's working so
Mhm.
consistently. You know, she's great. I think the feedback that I've gotten is that people um, like the show because even though the title is Ruthless Mafia Daddy and it's about a mafia boss, people like seeing a character who's also got that, you know, there's a little more depth and that he's got a soft side. And so it's not just him constantly, you know, shooting people or threatening people, but you get the chance to see, you know, a developing relationship between him and Maria's character. And so, um, yeah, I think if you're someone who's into mafia stories, but you want something a little different, a little bit more of a gentle side, you know, this is kind of the thing for you.
Yeah,
Is that how you felt about it?
yeah, totally. Especially, um, yeah, watching you. To be honest, I already watched like a lot of Maria's work, so I knew she would do absolutely great. But you were pretty new for me,
Hmm.
but I also really like getting to know new actors.
Hmm.
So yeah, that soft side and the switch, like when he was talking to his brother mostly,
Hmm.
that I really liked.
Yeah. Well, the actor who played my brother was super talented and fun to work with as well. And you know, I think I think when you get a chance to work with talented people, you they can make you look good just by being near them. So I felt very lucky with the whole cast and crew.
Yeah, there's one specific scene I really like.
Which one is that?
That was when Maria's character, uh, how do I say that?
Mhm.
Like when she left with his brother, and then the car got
Oh yeah,
like
with the
your
crash.
character found her.
Yeah,
That I
yeah,
really
I
like.
remember. Yeah, that was that was really. I remember shooting that, and it was like we shot it in Texas, and it was like it was
Yeah.
some of the hottest weather I've ever been in, and I was wearing a suit for everything, so it was like all the running around outside was like could not stop sweating, you know.
Oh, well. Have you ever been to other countries?
I have. I've been to Europe a handful of times, and every time I've been there, I've had a chance to see um, a few countries. So I think I've been to close to 10 countries in Europe. Been to Canada, which you sometimes forget is a different country from America. I've been to Mexico very briefly. I went when we were shooting Ruthless Mafia Daddy. We were basically on the Mexico Texas border, so I went over for on my day off for a little while to check it out. Um, but I've never been to Asia, and I think that these verticals they shoot a lot in Asia, so I'm kind of hoping I get a chance to go there, and you know, if they're willing to fly me out and I don't have to pay for the flight, that's even better.
Yeah, it gets that. Have you ever like been to France or Greece or something?
Yeah, I went to France. Um, Actually, I was in France this summer. I was in Greece for a wedding, and then I have a friend of mine from college who lives in France, and so I went and stayed with her and some other friends in the south of France. It was beautiful, really nice. But
That
I've never been to the Netherlands. I really want to go.
yeah, then you should go in the summer and not in the winter because it's really cold there.
Yeah, it sounds like New York.
Yeah. Where did I was with my question? Yeah. If you could step into any show or movie that's not a vertical, which one?
Hmm. I don't know. There's so much. There's so many good shows. I think. I think really dramatic shows are a lot of fun. I used to do comedy, so I like doing things that are different for me and not doing comedy. So um, I really that's kind of the fun about these verticals is you get a chance to do such dramatic acting, such over the top dramatic acting. I'd love to be in a show like The Sopranos. That's one of my favorite shows, and I think that there's so much drama, but so much levity as well. And to be in something like that, where you can really have a few years to build a character, would be like that would be the most fulfilling thing.
Yeah, I get that. That's what I sometimes miss now in verticals.
Is what just that it's so quick.
Yeah, and I think as a viewer, you not really have a lot of chances to relate
Hmm.
to a character. I like a story when I can relate to a character.
Yeah, do you think it's kind of hard to relate to vertical characters because they're always like a billionaire or a
That
mob boss or something?
also, yeah, some of the parts I do can relate to, but
Yeah, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
but most of the times, no. I think also because it's of course more dramatic than that happen in real life.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's part of the fun. That's what draws you into these verticals is that it's like larger than life,
yeah,
but also at times you can be like, all right, I don't, it's a little too far. But I think they're a really great chance to kind of suspend your reality for a little while and just kind of go to a different world.
yeah, true.
Mhm.
I agree. Hmm, this is my favorite question.
Mm.
This also a little bit advice question. If you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Hmm. That's a good question. I think I would just tell myself to go for everything, not be, so afraid of results. I think, it's so easy to be so concerned with the finished product and instead I think it's more about, life is about enjoying the process of doing everything. So, it's a tough thing. It's something I still work on every day is being present and not thinking of what is the next thing. Sometimes you can be on a set shooting a movie and in the back of your head you're like, all right, but what's the next project I'm going to do? And then before you know it, you're wrapped. You're like, oh, I missed shooting what we were just shooting. So
Yeah,
I think anything I could have done to just always be able to be like, this is the only moment that really exists is right now. So savor it. Don't think about what comes next and just really enjoy this.
yeah,
Hmm.
totally get that. What do you hope to achieve in your future career or personal life?
Um, I really hope to just keep making stuff that people watch. Um, it's so nice when people like the things you do and they're complimentary. You obviously don't want to make stuff just so people will tell you you're great. But when people say, "Hey, I really enjoyed that thing you were in," it feels pretty special. So, I mean, just I'd like to just keep acting. It's my favorite thing to do, and right now, because of how much I love it, my professional and personal life feel so interconnected that all I can really think about is just kind of continuing to do this and hoping that, you know, if I can continue to act for the rest of my life, that would be a pretty special way to live, you know?
Yeah. But now I'm gonna say something. You
Mhm.
are great, and your shows are really fun to watch.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. What I'm trying to think, like when you saw your first vertical on TikTok, what was your immediate thought?
Okay, now first little weird,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What's this?" Because like I think I said this like when I started, not a lot of people in the Netherlands knew about it, so I was like used to originally horizontal TV,
Mm,
but yeah, this and it was a little weird story.
yeah. Yeah, that's how they get you. What did you like watching before you watched verticals? Did you have a favorite show?
Vampire Diaries.
Hmm. Nice.
And like I watched with my brother a lot Lord of the Rings
Hmm.
and Harry Potter, like the
Yeah.
classic
Nice.
stuff. Pretty Little Liars too.
Yeah, but so you always like things that are kind of fantastical then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Nice.
get my attention pretty quickly.
Mm. Yeah, I get it.
And I also like soap kind of stuff. I also
Mhm.
watch not a lot as I used to. Like,
Soap operas?
yeah, on the original horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah, now you can just watch them on your phone.
Those are better, I think,
Hmm.
on my phone.
Hmm.
Where did I was? Oh yeah. If you were stranded on an abandoned island and only got to take three things with you, which one?
Hmm. They can't be anything to help me escape the island, I assume, right?
No, you're stuck.
Okay, so I got to pick three things I like. I would need something to play music. I think being alone on an island would really be very isolating. So I would want something that allowed me to play music, maybe like a I don't think I could bring a phone, so maybe like a CD player. Um, I would bring huh, I guess I would bring a guitar because it's like I got nothing but time now. I have no excuse not to learn the guitar. And then I'd have to bring a really complex book that I could read over and over and learn something every time from it. You know, because I would. I mean, I could bring my favorite book, but it might not be my favorite book by the end if I keep reading it. So I think maybe I'd have to bring like the dictionary or something and just try and learn something new every day.
Yes, true. Are you into music? Do you like it?
I am. I love music. I do. I don't play anything. I have a guitar I'm looking at right now that I don't play. I tried learning over COVID. Um, but yeah, I do. I love music. I think, you know, I have a really anytime I'm out going somewhere, I always have headphones on. I'm always listening to something. Makes your life feel like you're always in a movie, you know.
Do you have like favorites you listen to?
I really like well, I like a lot. I like a lot of like, you know, I like alternative rock, I like rap music, I like but my favorite is like new wave music, like English artists from like the late 80s, early 90s. Like The Cure is my favorite band. I
Oh
just
yeah.
love that music. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that because my dad really liked it. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
That's what people no one ever says like, "Oh, someone else our age likes it." It's always my dad likes it and I'm like, "I know.
Yeah, I'm more like in the traditional now pop music.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, who's your favorite musician?
I don't know if you know about him, but his name is Dean Lewis.
Hmm.
I really like his music, even though a lot of them are sad songs. I also been to his concert in February.
Nice.
I really like to do that, and
Mhm.
I also like really like Tate McRae and like Coldplay, those, and Dutch music too.
Yeah. Are there any who's your favorite Dutch artist? I probably won't know them, right?
No, I don't think so. Um, Now at the moment, they're called Suzanne and Freek.
Hmm.
They're like a couple that makes music.
Oh, nice.
I really
What's
like
the name? I'm gonna look them up. How do you spell that?
Suzanneanfreek.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to them later.
I'm
Just look them up.
really curious. What do you think of Dutch music?
Me too. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, do that, please. I would love it. Mm. Next is about like supernatural stuff. If you could have any superpowers, which one?
That's such a good. I think it's got you got to be able to fly. I mean, could you imagine in any situation if you don't want to be there anymore, you could just fly away to the other side of the world?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So that's always my answer. I mean, being able to teleport is similar. It's kind of cool, but I just think flying would probably feel really good.
If it was flying, then we would could we could do in person interview.
I know. I could be right there quickly.
Mine is always time traveling.
Mm, that is a good one. I think you could have a lot of fun doing that. You know.
Yeah, my reasons behind it is one like logical that I don't know what it was like living like 300 years ago and something. But also one thing a little bit personal, and that is so I can have my dad with me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really sweet. I know.
Yeah,
It would be really. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to do that?
yeah, that would be great having
Mm.
your loved ones with you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is there anyone in the vertical industry that you would love to work with?
Um. Honestly, I would count myself very lucky to work with any of the people I've already worked with. I've had a lot of fun on every set, and everyone's been really kind. So, I'm always open and interested in meeting new people, and I think that's the fun of showing up to a set. You get to make new friends. Um, but yeah, anyone I've worked with before, if I had the chance to work with them again, I'd be thrilled.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I want to make a joke.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
I want to see you and Janelle as lead
Uh,
together.
hey, if they're willing to book me and Janelle, I would love to work with her again.
That would be great in
Yeah.
my eyes.
Hmm.
And since I talked with her about this conversation too,
Yeah. We played husband and wife when we went to acting school together, and we were in a class together, and we played husband and wife. So we've done it before. We could do it again.
I would love seeing you do in one.
Me too.
She was like telling me from ask him, ask him.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, she's a really talented actress, so any chance I'd get to work with her would be a big privilege, you know?
Yeah, and she with you.
Hmm.
Is it right that you also like write and produce?
Yeah, um, I've written a bunch of things. I used to be a writer as my day job, and I don't really produce. I mean, I think that's one project I did with some friends, so you could say I technically was a producer, but
Mhm.
I don't really know too much about producing. I always when I see people do it, I'm like, I don't know how you do it. That's not an easy job. But yeah, I like writing. I've written some things with in mind, putting them out as vertical, um, but never finished anything yet. I'm just more focused on acting.
Well, is it what is how do I say that now? What is the thing you liked the most about writing?
Um, I think if you let yourself, it can be a chance to really figure out how you feel about things. I think writing can be very therapeutic if you just kind of let your mind wander and go, and you can always edit it later and no one ever has to see what you wrote. And so I find it to be like a really liberating, kind of freeing way to, create characters and create a world, but also see what's going on with me. I think what you write kind of tells you a lot about how you're feeling.
So you use also a little about what you're feeling in your writing.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think it's hard to write about things that you don't know too much about personally, but it's a lot easier to write about things you've lived through.
Yeah.
Maybe difficult to write it, but I think, your experience is going to help you be able to write about it. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's rare that I sit down and write and don't walk away feeling better. It's a really freeing thing to do.
I agree. I am also a writer, not like scripts like you, but like a book writer.
Nice. What do you like writing about?
It's really similar to yours, actually. Like
You like write? Yeah,
things that I went through.
yeah.
I also have my own book out, like a
Do you?
released book. Yeah.
Oh wow, when did that come out?
I already have it out since 2020. How do I say it? 2010.
Oh really? Wow.
I was 10 years old at the time, but I already like wrote about those stuff that I told you.
Uh-huh.
And then now
Wow.
writing a second book.
That's unbelievable. Finishing a book is like it's not easy.
No,
It's not an easy thing to do.
it's really a lot of hard work and a lot of
It is.
time.
Congratulations though, because it is really impressive when you can do it.
Thank you.
Hmm.
What is one of your most memorable moments on set, or do you have any bloopers?
Um, I think the thing that always stands out to me the most was when I was new to vertical. I think I've told this story on podcasts before, but or on interviews before, but it was my second vertical I've ever done, and I was the villain, and I had to slap myself in the face, and I didn't really understand that. I was like, why would I slap myself in the face? And I said to the lead at the time, Armin Prakachi, I said, can you believe I have to slap myself in the face? And he was like, what is this, your first vertical? Of course you have to slap yourself in the face. And so that sort of really let me know the world I was entering. But I got the chance to work with him and Talia Wenzel on that, and it was really just so much fun. They're so talented, but so funny to be around, and I've been friends with them ever since.
One, two. I have 5 more questions.
Okay.
I don't know if you have this, but what's on your bucket list?
My bucket list. I want to go to every continent. I want to go skydiving. I think I just want to make a point of doing things every year and not saying, "Oh, I'll do this eventually. I'll do this eventually." I want to make a point of, if there's things I want to do, not pushing them off. And I think I've gotten better at that. But I just want to kind of, I want to travel more. I want to see more parts of the world. I want to, scuba dive. I want to do anything that, people are generally interested in. I want to do, and I don't want to wait too long to be like, I missed my chance to do that.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, I think, really important that you do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's like, if you don't, you'll always kind of regret it.
Yeah,
And nothing's free and things cost money. But if you have the time and the money to do things, you should you shouldn't wait too long before you miss your chance.
yeah. I don't like the feeling what if.
Mm, yeah, I know it's a really bitter kind of feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good.
Mhm. Um, what is something people can wake you up with in the middle of the night?
Something that can wake me up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I think once or twice a year, I have this dream that there's spiders and bugs crawling all over me, and it freaks. It happens. I swear it happens like twice a year, usually months apart, and I'll wake up thinking that there's bugs on me, and it'll get me out of my bed. So that's one thing. Uh, Thinking I left the stove on, that'll get me out of bed. Yeah.
That's sorry. I had a memory in my head from when I talked to Janelle again. There was a spider, so
Oh, that's so funny. Of course, right?
that's why I started laughing when you said that. Mm, if you had to describe yourself in 3 or 4 words, what would it be?
I would say silly. I like joking around a lot. I'd say sensitive. I'm definitely a little bit, more sensitive than my friends. Um, and then I think my third one would be interested. I'm always interested in learning new things. I'm always interested in reading, going new places. So yeah, those would be my 3.
Yeah. Then this, by the way, my questions book.
Oh yeah.
This is where I always write down the questions because I do these on my phone, the
Mhm.
calls, so I don't have anything to write down on.
Do you also like to journal and write in that book?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really great thing to do, isn't it?
yeah, it's also something I really like to do, like in my free time
Mhm.
when I not have to work
Yeah,
and when I'm not busy with this
yeah.
thing.
It's such a helpful tool. Anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I can sit down and just journal for a little bit, it can really make a world of difference for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me too. So We can relate to that.
Hmm.
But the last one already. I always end with this one.
Hmm.
And that is if you wanted to say something to the viewers who are watching your work, or like our talk right now, or me.
I would just say, I don't think this is anything you probably haven't heard before, but I just would thank everyone because, my dream is to just be able to pay my bills by being an actor. And when people watch these, they allow us to do that. And so, it's fun. It's really fun to make things, but to hear people on the other side receive it and say that they enjoyed it, it's really moving. It really is. Like, so I really want to thank everyone who's into verticals, who supports what we do, and let them know that their support really means a lot to us. To me specifically, I can't speak for anyone else, but I think for most of us would agree that it means a lot.
And how is that for you, by the way, doing these interviews? That was really my personal question.
How do I like doing them?
Yeah, or just what you think about doing these. Do you like
I
it?
think it's great. I love that there's an opportunity to do it. I love that there's a chance to meet all of you, and get to hear from you what you like about verticals, um, and it's just another way to connect with people who enjoy verticals. And so I love chatting. Chatting with you has been a lot of fun, and yeah, I think it's a really really cool thing that you do, and it's a really nice opportunity that you give us to kind of connect with people.
So that was all I had for you.
Nice.
I hope
Thank you
you,
so much for having me.
of course, anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
you're.
do this. We'll do this again.
Yeah, I would love to. And I will keep looking out for your work and post about you. And so thank you for joining me.
Hmm.
I was so excited for this talk, and for
All right. Thank you again. We'll talk soon.
have a good rest of your day. And
You
bye.
too. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.